Hello, Intactivist. Today I have a returning guest today, Max Roberts. How are you?
Good, thanks, Potts. Good to talk to you again.
Heck yeah, I'm super excited for this interview because we're going to talk all about saving our sons. So, you are working with Saving Our Sons, correct?
Yes, as we mentioned in the last interview, the Intact Network or Intact Australia is part of the Intact Network, which Saving Our Sons is also a part of. So there's an Intact Network chapter in each state of America and some countries throughout the world. So Intact Australia is a chapter of Intact Network Saving Our Sons. So we've been working with Saving Our Sons for right from the start.
Okay, so what are the tactics of saving our sons? Because I don't know, because I was doing research, obviously, as you've seen, and I'm not sure if they're like a protesting group or what they are exactly.
They're just to share research-based information just to young parents, pregnant women or expecting parents, just to provide information, gentle information on keeping their sons intact. That's all it is. Just gently educating people about being intact and not being aggressive in intactivism at all, but just almost planting seeds and just very gentle awareness of being intact. So they'll go out and the intact chapters will perhaps go out and have a stall or a booth at a baby fair and spread information that way. But most of it's done online. So it's just gently educating.
Okay,
And that's
so I was looking at SOS, and is peaceful parenting, and you mentioned Intact Network and SOS, right? Are they all one thing, or how are they connected?
okay. So the lady that has formed these groups, Danelle Frisbee, owns these groups. So they're different groups, but they're all under the one umbrella, so to speak. So there's Saving Our Sons, the Intact Network, which have all the Intact chapters, and there's also Peaceful Parenting slash Dr. Mama. So that organisation does more on the health of babies and children. So more, say, if mothers, there's a whole website on just Dr. Mama. So that deals more with more of the medical issues that might arise for children, like if they have an inflamed or red foreskin and mums want to know what do I do to remedy this, they can just get all some information from that website and discussion groups.
Okay, is that website like updated and stuff, or is it kind of
Oh, well,
older?
it's it's got its information on how to deal with the medical issue. It doesn't really change. So Danelle has done all of the research and all of the work to put all of the information up onto the website, and it doesn't really need to change over the years. You know, the information is stays the same how to treat something, whether it's 5 years old or whether it's today. So it's just that website doesn't really change. It doesn't need to be updated. So people can just get all the information they need there. No updated information needs to go onto it.
Okay, that makes sense. So,
Yeah.
okay. But I was just wondering if like the website is still ongoing and stuff because I was checking out SOS in the video that you saw, and I noticed that their shop, I don't know if that's even on or not. Do you know if the shop is currently working?
It is. They've had an issue with that for years and years. Apparently, the website that they use, I don't know how they how it works, but their website platform or whatever hosting they use is Google based. I think it's Google based, they said, and with it being that it's allowed hackers to get in and infiltrate and do some damage to their website. So a lot of the pictures on their shop have gone down because of these hackers that have got in, and they've not been able to get these pictures back and fix the website. So
That's really interesting. So the shop's still
yeah,
open, but the pictures are just gone and they can't.
I know. And that's because of the hackers that have got in to do damage to the website and just delete things from the website. And these images have gone and they can't get them back.
Oh, can they
And that's why
replace the
you
images? I mean, I feel like that would be kind
I
of
would have
easy to
thought,
replace it.
yeah, I would have thought you'd be able to replace it, but we had this discussion in the directors forum, and they were just not able to get them back for some reason. And you would think that you'd be able to just, I don't know, IT work would be able to just fix it up and replace the images, but I don't know. It's an issue they have with the Google account or whatever platform or hosting they have for that website, which
Okay.
is a shame because the images were really great. It had a lot of their info cards and things that they sell. And you can't really sell merchandise without a picture.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why I thought it was down whenever I was looking at it.
Yeah, yeah. So no, it's not. Oh well, it is in a way, but the website, Saving Our Son's website, is not. It's not down. They're not updating it as much as they used to back in the old days, but it's still there, and it still has relevant information for everyone that they would need if they want information on intact care or whatever they want need to keep their kids intact.
Okay. So one of the main things I pointed out in the video was the amazing following that Saving Our Sons has. And
Yeah,
it's surreal how big they are. Like what are they doing that's so
big.
much
Well, they
better? Like, can you explain? Because I mean, I don't
Uh,
know what they're
well,
really doing, I feel like, because I don't like their updates are interesting. Like, I feel like they keep their
yeah,
updates very quiet, I guess. So can you like,
probably.
yeah.
Well, yeah, well, back in the day, they were probably one of the main intact care or genital integrity group around. They started prior to 2010. I'm not sure whether it was around 2006, 2008 they started, but it was back in the heyday of Facebook. Everyone was using Facebook at the time, and businesses did their work on Facebook. There wasn't other social media around like TikTok or Instagram. So Facebook was the thing. And Saving Our Sons or Intact Network is Facebook driven. So that's where they did everything. They created discussion groups and they're still running the discussion groups, Saving Our Sons community, where young mums can just they're closed groups, just members. They can log on, ask questions, they get advice and um, other mums' experiences and that sort of thing. So with that and everything that they threw at different types of intactivism or different types of communication, their website, discussion groups and so forth, intact chapters, back in the early days, it just grew phenomenally. Just grew and grew and grew until they got these huge following. So yeah, that's and it just grew tremendously back in the early days. It may not be it would have slowed down in recent years, but in the early days, that's where they got their numbers from.
Okay. So it might have been the discussion groups, if you think about it, because were they having discussion groups back in the day a lot more? Because Bloodstained Men and Intact America, I don't think they were doing discussion groups, and maybe that was more inclusive back then. And that might have been the thing that people were like, "Oh, my voice matters." But I could be wrong. I
Yeah,
don't know. Um,
yeah. And I know back years ago, and I think intactivism or people passionate about the cause, they were different. It was very different. So about 10 years ago, intactivism was very different, I think, than what it is today. People have people that were around years ago, 10 years ago, and not so much around, or not around so much today. And we had more involvement in discussion groups. I know even from the Australian side, Australian New Zealand intactivists, our discussion groups were more full on, or they were more active years ago, and they're virtually non-existent now. But and I'm sure that's the way it is in America as well. And you've got much more of a population in America too, and more more people wanting to learn about keeping their kids intact, I think, in America. So they've still got these great private discussion groups where it's just mums that will get on asking about a particular topic. And Saving Our Sons have got a lot of different discussion groups, baby wearing, breastfeeding, car seats, religion. It's all different targeted groups and specific groups that they can join and get information and advice.
Okay, so can anyone join these groups, or do you have to be like a member to be in their discussion groups on Facebook?
Yeah, so they're private discussion groups. So you need to request. I think, with any private group, you just send a request to join the group and they approve you or decline you. And if they approve you, you can join that group and start a discussion with the group. But you join, the group that you're more interested in.
Yeah.
So if for new mums that have just had a baby, they might be more interested in joining the breastfeeding group and learn talking with other mothers online about that, or a specific for their babies, like might be their baby might have hypospadias, and there's a group for that. They might join the hypospadias group and get advice and experiences from other mothers, that sort of thing.
Okay. So it's kind of more geared towards mothers and parents
Yeah,
versus just
just anyone.
intactivism.
Yes,
Okay. That
yeah.
makes sense. So let's just say if people wanted to come in to the groups and just talk about restoration and stuff like that, they don't really do that. Like that's not something they do.
Well, there's the SOS Men group, and there's the restoring group as well there. So for men who are restoring, they could join that group or just join the SOS Men. They could be circumcised or intact men just wanting to chat with other men in that group. So Saving Our Sons has a discussion group for that too.
Okay. So it sounds like they
In
have.
fact, I'm in the SOS Men's group.
Okay. So how often do they have meetings?
They don't have, there's no such thing as a meeting. It's just if you want to say something or ask a question, you just get on, send a message in the group, and if anyone else in the group sees it, they'll respond back. That's all it is. So there's no thing as a meeting.
Okay, okay. I didn't know if they had like group calls or whatever.
No,
All right.
no, not that. That.
Okay. So what's interesting I found with Saving Our Sons was they used to be an LLC, I think. I don't know. Do you know what they are? Are they a nonprofit or a not-for-profit? Like what are they?
They're not for profit, non-profit, not for profit. They're the same thing, I
Oh
would say.
no,
But
they're different. No, because nonprofits are a 501c3 nonprofit. They're tax deductibles. You have a bunch of different
okay,
kinds. Yeah, not
right,
for
okay,
profit. Not for profit just kind of means like, hey, we're not trying to make any money off of this, but it doesn't get preferable tax treatments. Um, which is a
right,
big
okay. So that's
deal.
what it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
That'd be what it is because they're not registered for people to claim donations on their tax return. So they're not for profit. Is that what you said? Where
Yeah, not for profit.
they
Okay.
don't make a profit, but they're not registered for um, people who do donate to claim on tax.
Okay, yeah, because I was very interested because I know you were talking about them doing adverts in Africa, and I was just thinking, like, how are they getting their money?
Oh,
Because it's so
oh no,
interesting.
no, it's not Saving Our Sons that's sending money to Africa. It's me. It's
Oh,
Intact
it's
Australia.
you. Oh, okay. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I thought you were working through Saving Our Sons when that was happening. Okay.
No, no, I'm just helping Kennedy out. So Intact Australia is just funding Intact Kenya just for their intactivism work
Oh, okay. And is Intact Australia a part of Saving Our Sons?
on
Loosely.
Intact Network.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So it's kind of like you guys have chapters, but you can't you kind of do what you want. Like it's not very you don't have to say, "Hey dad, hey mom, can I do this?" Like Danielle Frisbee isn't going to be like, "No, like this isn't within our budget" type thing.
I don't no, I don't think Janelle would have a problem with Intact Australia sending money to Intact Kenya for their intactivism work. Intactivism or spreading the word on the benefits of being intact, genital integrity work. So she wouldn't have a problem with that.
Okay, that's good. So I was just curious, like I'm trying to figure out like the hierarchy. Like I don't know if you have a plan, if you guys have like meetings and then you plan things out for like 3 months, or if it's just kind of
No, no, it's not. It's pretty much each director is responsible for their own Intact chapter. So I'm just responsible for Intact Australia. We do have a framework where we're not aggressive and we don't. There was a while back years ago where Saving Our Sons or the Intact Network weren't really keen on using the word mutilation. So we try and avoid the word mutilation. But these days, I've noticed, Saving Our Sons or other directors in the Intact Network do use that word now, whereas 10 years ago, we tried to avoid it.
okay. Changing with the times. That's
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that was because they wanted to keep their advocacy very gentle and aimed towards the young mothers and expecting parents that were turned off by the word mutilation or aggressive intactivism.
They wanted to appear like non-judgmental type.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
as much as possible. Yeah.
Okay, so Danielle Frisbee, have you actually met her? Like, do you know what she looks like and stuff? Or
Oh, I've not met her. She's not been over here, and I've not been over in America to meet, but or online. But I do know what she looks like through photos and images that she's been to. Saving Our Sons goes to Genital Integrity Awareness Week every year up in Washington, D.C., I think it is. Is that where the capital is?
yes, in America,
Yeah,
yes, yes.
yeah. So they go up there every year and they take photos and have all these photos online. So her and her family and other Intact chapter directors around that Virginia area, they all go up and yeah, so they have a good week. I think it is up there.
Okay.
Yeah, so through photos I've known her, and we've communicated through messaging quite often, and she often sends when I've done a table at a fair, I've done a few of them. Danelle's put all the merchandise together to send off to me, so we've communicated quite a bit over the years, but I haven't been in contact with her for a few years now though.
All right, yeah, because I the only thing I saw from Saving Our Sons was woman owned, minority owned. Is she a minority? Do you know? I don't know if she is. Do you
Oh,
know?
they be a diverse, positive group, but Janelle, the Saving Our Sons Intact Network, Piece of Parenting, they were all started off by Danelle, and she does have some other mothers in to help her. But she does a lot of work. She has helpers to get merchandise out to people that request it. If anyone has gone to, say, a doctor over there and the doctor or medical professional has tried to retract their son's foreskin, many parents will let Saving Our Sons know. So Saving Our Sons will send out a physician intact care pack to the medical practice to the doctor. And if they get requests from their members or people that maybe a friend of a friend is expecting a baby boy and they would like to send them some intact care information, Danelle or the team will send out an information pack to the expecting parents. So they're sending merchandise and information packs out all the time. That kept them busy.
Okay, okay.
Mm.
But so SOS, how many people actually run that besides Danielle Frisbee?
Uh, she would have a small group of helpers, but it's mainly her, mainly Danelle.
Okay. Because like I didn't know if she was leaning on her other team to be like we're veteran owned, minority owned, LGBT plus. Because I mean that was a lot of things that she put on there. I was like, wow, that is a lot of virtues for sure. And
Yeah, so
I didn't know because I looked at the pictures and I wasn't like I don't know, I didn't see any minorities there. I mean, I don't know.
oh
I,
well, some of the directors are LGBT. So some of the directors are gay or do events at Pride and that sort of thing as well. So they have a presence, but that is more the Intact network and the Intact chapter based.
Okay. I know some intactivist groups, especially intactivist leaders, one of their concerns is that intactivism is not very diverse. So I was just interested in Danielle Frisbee and if she is like African American or Japanese or Chinese or whatever.
Oh,
I
well,
think,
yeah. Well,
huh?
she welcomes directors of any nation, any country.
Oh yeah.
So to start up an Intact group there, and the Saving Our Sons group, they would be very diverse and welcoming in diversity.
Okay. Well, you guys have like Intact Africa, so I'd imagine you guys would have quite a bit of Africans and African Americans on your side for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay, guys, that was Max Roberts, part one on Saving Our Sons. Let me know your thoughts by commenting down below. I will have Max and Saving Our Sons links down in the description so you can follow them. Please give this a like to spread this further in the algorithm and subscribe so you don't miss Max Robert reveals everything on Saving Our Sons part 2 and much more. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.